Okay. So how many of you have seen this video earlier, and how many of you relate to this, that you are in this stage or you have already decided what you are going to do in your career? How many of you have already decided what they have to do in their career? How many of you? Okay. Okay. Still, some of us, I think, still they're in dilemma. But hopefully, by after this session, you will have a lot of clarity, which will bring to your thoughts, and you can decide that where should be heading to. Okay. So this slide: no agony, no pain shall make me cry. Soldier was I born, soldier shall I die. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you are going to make it to the Indian Armed Forces, this is the quote you will live and die for. Moving on to the next slide. So, this is the current scenario, ladies and gentlemen. So, if I talk about you becoming a military leader, I am just talking about Indian Army, Indian Navy, and Indian Air Force. Currently, the authorized strength of an Indian Army officers is around 48,000. This is the authorized strength I am talking about. This much of officers should be there based on the requirements. Indian Navy is around 12,000 authorized officers, and Indian Air Force is around 13,000 authorized officers. At the current moment in 2020, Indian Army has got 40,000 officers, which is clearly a 8,000 officer shortage in the Indian Army. Similarly, in Navy, we have 2,000 officers, which is at the moment shortage in the Indian Navy. And Indian Air Force is running short of 1,000 officers. So clearly you can see there are around 11,000 officers that is short in the Indian Armed Forces. There is a lot of opportunity. However, there are some criteria, some qualities that you need to develop to fill up these vacancies. Vacancies are already there. It's only you should develop the qualities, how you should be able to make it. Next slide, please. So as Tanmay brought out earlier, so this is what I talked to you about the NDA and CDS, which is the largest, which is the exam conducted by UPSC. And through these two exams, the intake of the officers to the Indian Army, Navy, and Air Force is the maximum. In NDA, every year, close to 5 lakh students, they go and appear for the exam. Out of those 5 lakhs, only 3,000, roughly, students, they clear the written exam and they get a call for the services selection board interview. Post appearing the services selection board interview, 250 to 300 get finally selected for the merit list. Similarly, if I talk about CDS, that the students can apply after the graduation, 8 lakh students appear every year. 7,500, close to 8,000 students, they clear the written exam, and out of which, after the SSB, 350 to 400 finally get selected. So if you just look at the percentage, it's 0.6 to 0.9 percentage for written exam, and 5 to 8% after the students clear the written exam. It's 5 to 8% success rate that happens in these exams. So you can Okay, can you hear me now? Okay, so where were we? Can someone, anyone unmute and say where were we? Anyone?
Indra Pratim, you would like to speak?
Just tell me one thing, that for these.
No, where were we? Where were we? We are not yet completed, Indra Pramit. Can you tell me where were we?
Yeah, you were just saying regarding that you are from the SSB. How the candidates are to be selected regarding to 5 to 8%, and then afterwards,
Okay,
then I didn't hear you.
Okay, great. So I got disconnected. So yeah, so that's what I was coming to. The success percentage in the written exam is 0.6 to 0.9%. And for the SSB, after you clear the written exam, it's around 5 to 8%. So you can just think of the level of competition, the level of standards, the level you need to develop to crack these exams. Indian Army, Indian Air Force, or Indian Navy, they don't look forward to very high caliber, high academically bright students. If you're an average student, you are well equipped, you have got everything to crack these written and the SSB. Be very assured to that. You will not find very high caliber, in fact, students clearing the SSB. SSB is a different ball game, which in due course of time in various courses, we will tell you what are the myths, what are the secrets, what are the tips that you can take it forward to clear the SSB. Similarly, for the written part also, that will be told to you separately how you can get yourself prepared. Next slide, please. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, there are three kind of students. If I talk about, one is the dreamer, who generally wish to make things happen. They will dream everything. Okay, I will become an army officer, I'll become a doctor, or I'll become something else in my life. They are the dreamers. Second one are the executors, those who go out and make things happen. And I hope that the students who are in this batch, they are the executors. They think themselves they are the executors. And the third category are the people who get surprised always. Your students, your friends. There will be some category of students or colleagues or friends. They will just wonder what has happened. If some of you get clear, in fact, crack your SSB and make it to the Indian Armed Forces, they will get surprised. That's it. So they are those category of people. Moving on. So I will tell you before we go to the next, topics. There are 5. This is something really difficult that we are going to take targets and we are going to achieve it. Next 1 year, we all will together ensure that some of you or most of you make it to the Indian Armed Forces as officers. So for that, what all need to be done, what guidance need to be done, that we will be discussing from time to time, so that you achieve your aim, whatever you have taken the goal. So this difficult task, there are 5 golden rules that I will tell you before we move forward in our journey. We have started our journey, ladies and gentlemen. So we have taken the first step. You have taken the first step by joining this webinar, and moving on in the complete journey. The journey will then end when, or you will transit into a different journey when you get to the academies, Indian Military Academy, Indian Air Force Academy, Naval Academy, after you get through all the processes. So there are 5 basic rules you all need to follow, you all must follow before we move in our journey. Understand always that anything worthwhile is really going to be very difficult. You have taken the decision that you are going to make it to the armed forces. It's a difficult. If you look at the percentage, it's a difficult task. So that means you are going to do something worthwhile. Be assured of that. There is a law of diminishing intent, which says that the longer you wait to start for something, the less your chance of doing it. If you are waiting too long to achieve your goal or to get started, you are never going to make it. Today you have taken that first step. I think the second one, will not, in fact, apply to most of you or all of you, because you have taken your first step to start preparing for the career in the armed forces. Third, resistance. While this journey, we go through this journey, there will be a lot of resistance that will come. There are a lot of pressure from friends, lot of pressure from your parents, lot of pressure from your ecosystem, and there are a lot of resistance, right? So those resistance means that you are really going to do something important, or you are doing something important. That's the reason this resistance comes. If you are doing something easy, you are doing something simple, there will be no resistance, friends. Fourth, never give up too soon. So we will start small. We will go step by step. We'll learn how to clear the written. We'll learn how to approach for the SSB directly in case there are some direct SSB interviews, and we will not give it up. We'll take it to the last till the time we fail time and again, and our age will be a bar. Till that time, we will try, but we will get through. Last but not the least, if you are really passionate, your passion has made you started today. You are passionate, sparing during the lockdown. Everyone is at home. Everyone wants to enjoy. You have spent 1 hour of time with me or with everyone. You have got yourself started. Now you have to take the ownership to let you finish the day when you are getting commissioned in the Indian Army, Indian Air Force, or Indian Navy. These 5 points we need to remember while we move on with the journey. Next slide, please. So there will be a number of reasons, ladies and gentlemen, why you want to join, you want to be an officer in the armed forces. There will be a lot of reasons. Whatever reasons are written here, that may not suffice or may not be your reason. However, what I want to convey you is on the right side, which is written in white on the blue. If you know your why you want to join, your how becomes clear to you. The route, the roadmap will just be visible to you. At one point of time, you may not be able to see the complete staircase. Just take one step at the time, move on, and you will be able to cover the complete staircase at some point of time. Don't worry if something is not visible at which is at a very long distance. Just start very small and be very clear that why you want to become an officer. If that is a very strong reason, how to become will gradually become clear to you, and I assure you that you will be able to make it to the armed forces. Next slide, please. Okay, so we'll go back. I'll show you a small video in between, and then we will come to what are the eligibility criteria, age, and other things. So we'll watch a short video on the armed forces, and so that we'll move on further then.
खेती बाड़ी सीख लोगे तो रोजी रोटी भी कमाओगे और वतन के काम भी आओगे। कुछ पाने की हो आस कोई अरमा हो जो खास खास आशाएं, हर कोशिश में हो बार बार कर दरियाओं को आर पार आशाएं, तूफानों को चीर के मंजिलों को छीन ले आशाएं। तू अपनी और अपनी बहन की सारी शक्ल लेके आज तक फुर्सत नहीं है। अब मुश्किल नहीं कुछ भी, नहीं कुछ भी। कमल के पिता को खुश रखना इसे करने के लिए बहुत ही जरूरी है। प्लीज चलिए। अब मुश्किल नहीं कुछ भी, नहीं कुछ भी। तुझको वहाँ जन्नत से मुलाकात हो।
कल से तू मेरे साथ खेतों में काम करेगा।
आशाएं गिरे दिल की।
आपका बेटा क्रिकेट खेलेगा।
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, one thing after seeing this video, I would like to tell you that whatever you have seen, this will not come in inheritance. This you cannot buy. This money cannot buy. No one can give you, no one can donate you. This you have to earn it yourself. The uniform, the pride of uniform, the stars on your shoulders, you have to earn it for yourself. So the first thing that you need to do here is that firstly, you need to identify whether anyone who is there in this convention, he or she need to identify or figure out whether he or she is eligible based on the age and other qualification criteria. The first thing that you must be doing. So this is something, this is for Army. What are the various type of entries here? Subsequently, what we will do, all the students who have joined today, we will share this slide with everyone so that you are aware of where you are, your eligibility, and to which exam or to which entry you can apply for and move towards achieving your goals. So this is something NDA, it's clearly written 16.5 to 19.5 years of age. It's only for unmarried male candidates. Anyone who has passed or appearing for the 10+2 with physics and maths, they can apply. Similarly, we have 10+2 technical entry scheme, TES, which is again the same age group, 10+2 with physics, chemistry, maths. And if you are having 70% of the aggregate, you get a direct SSB call on that. You need not to go through any written exam. Similarly, we have CDS, we have a short service commission, non-technical, which is between 20 to 25 years. You need to be any graduate. The exams are conducted twice a year. Similarly, we have NCC special entry. In case any of the students here, they are NCC C certificate or B certificate, I would strongly recommend to go for NCC C certificate. You can get direct SSB calls without going through any written exam. Similarly, we have university entry scheme, 20 to 25 years, pre and final year students of engineering degree, they can apply. We have technical graduate course for engineers in B and BTech. So if you see, there are women entry down below for the lady candidates, short service commission, non-technical women, you can apply, including the JAG, Judge Advocate General. Anyone who is a lawyer, they can directly apply and they can go for the SSB. So these are some of the entries. I'll not, in fact, go in detail. We have paucity of time. However, we will share these with all of you. Going to the next slide. This is the same for Air Force, the age criteria, the type of entry, and the qualifications that is required. Just go through in a couple of seconds so that we can move on to the next slide. So this is the very critical criteria, ladies and gentlemen. First, we should be knowing what is my eligibility, how much time is left so that I get my age bar or I get my, in fact, the major factor is the age bar. So anyone who is still, in fact, left with 1 or 2 attempts, I think that is the right time to get yourself prepared so that you can get it through. This is for the Navy, your type of entry, age, and the qualification again. We will have question answers, and separately, any candidate who would be interested to know more about it, they can get in touch one-to-one with us, and we will share more inputs, more details to you. Next one, please. The same Navy continuing. A lot of entries in naval service. Naval exams are done through NDA, National Defense Academy, through CDS, Combined Defense Services, and through INET, Indian Naval Entrance Test. So these are various cadres. You will apply whatever be your qualification, be MBA, BCom. You can see a lot of any variety. In fact, any student who is 16.5 years till the student is 27 years of age, you get an opportunity. The organization, the Indian Armed Forces gives you an opportunity to join the Indian Army, Indian Navy and Air Force as an officer if you are between this age and you are moving on with your academic qualifications, BA, BCom, BSc, you are BTech, BE or whatever, you are MBBS, whatever. Next slide, please. So this is a rough syllabus that I can share with you. NDA syllabus, it's basically there are two papers, mathematics, total 300 marks. Total number of questions are asked 120. If you correct one answer, you are awarded 2.5 marks. If you make one wrong answer, 0.85 marks is deducted. The total duration of this exam is 2.5. This is most critical. Mathematics in NDA makes a lot of difference. General studies, I think majority of the students or candidates, they do on a similar platform or on similar way. So mathematics is something which will make a difference to make it to your written exam. Next. This is general ability, total 600 marks, total number of questions 150, right? And so it is English and general knowledge. So English is around 50 and 100 is around for the general knowledge. So 200 marks for English and GK is allocated 400 marks. Then your 4 marks for each correct answer, you are awarded 4 marks. And every wrong answer or incorrect answer, you are deducted 1.33 marks in both the sections, in English and the GK. Total duration of this exam is 2.5 hours. Coming to the combined defense services, anyone who is maybe 19 years, 19 and a half, 20 till 23, 24, 25, 26, they can apply through the combined defense services after their graduation. Graduation may be in any field. It may be in arts, science, commerce, he may be a technical graduate, any field. You can apply for the combined defense services exam. So this also, it contains 3 subjects for the Indian Military Academy and the Naval Academy and Air Force Academy. So there are 4 academies in which through CDS you can join: IMA, Indian Military Academy, Indian Naval Academy, Indian Air Force Academy, and the last one is the Officers Training Academy. So this is for the entry to these 3 academies. You need to appear for the elementary maths of 100 marks, English 100 marks, and general knowledge 100, total 300 marks, 6-hour duration. Then we have for the Officers Training Academy, where the maths is not there, only you have to appear for the English and the general knowledge if you are opting for the Officers Training Academy, Chennai. Total 200 marks of 4 hours duration you have to appear for. So this is AFCAT. AFCAT is a separate entry for Air Force Common Admission Test. You have to go through this, and it's an online test where you have to appear for general awareness, verbal ability in English, numerical ability, reasoning. One military aptitude test is also carried out. Apart from that, anyone who is from the technical branch, so he need to, in fact, only mechanical, computer science, and electrical electronics. So these are the streams who can apply for the technical branches in Air Force Common Admission Test. So there is a EKT and the AFCAT, the normal test. They both will happen. If you are technical, you have to appear for the EKT. If you are a non-technical, it's only the AFCAT you need to go through. After clearing your AFCAT, you are invited to the Air Force Service Selection Board, AFSB, which is a similar kind of service selection board for the Air Force. Next. So this is again INET, Indian Naval Exam, Naval Entrance Test, and the number of questions 100, total marks around 400. Time period 120, subjects will be English, reasoning, numerical ability, general science, mathematical aptitude, general knowledge. So here also I think there are 4 marks will be awarded to you for each correct answer, and 1 mark will be deducted for any wrong answer. So in every exam you have a negative marking. So it's always preferred that whatever you are sure of, you should be doing that, and you should not be attempting all those questions which you are not very sure of. Okay, so no, we'll go back. Go back again. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, this written exam is, if you go through, if you have seen all the subjects that is required to get prepared, more or less, if you are preparing for any one exam, you should be able to appear for all other exams as well. If you are preparing for one exam, maybe NDA, yeah, definitely that's that time. If you are applying for NDA, you should be able to apply for DES also. You need not to make a separate preparation for everything. If you are taking an classes for FCAT, you should be able to, more or less, you should be able to align it with the CDS, FCAT, INET. So more or less, I think the your syllabus part, more or less, it will match. So your preparation part, you should figure out which are the subjects you should you are strong enough to appear, and which are the subjects you would like to take. For example, in CDS, if you are weak in maths, if you are unable to make it, in fact, you are not good at maths, then you can skip going for the IMA, Naval Academy and Air Force Academy. You can straight away apply for OTA, where you need not to go for the mathematics. You can only appear for the English and the general knowledge, and you can clear it. So it's on your strength. This is the time when you need to explore your strength, what exactly you need to do to clear these written exams. There are other, in fact, okay, we'll go to the next slide once again. Next one, please. Okay, so these are some of the entries where there is no written exam. There are direct SSBs, but here you need to be very academically very strong. You need to score very good percentage in your classes, so that whenever you are applying for it, you get direct SSB calls. So this is one thing which you should be looking forward to if you are really good at academics. If not, no worries, you can also go through the written exam. So it's okay. You whoever goes for the direct SSB is the same similar kind of officers who go to the academies, and if you are going through the written exam stream also, it's the same. You have to go to the same academies. So there is no much of a difference of that. Only thing, if you are good in academics, your written exam part you are waived off. Okay, so I think I'll take you through. So many of you, I think more or less we have done with the basic information that I wanted to share with you. And believe me, the people, the students who go there, go for the written, go for the SSB, they are very similar looking like you and me. No one is in fact Spider-Man or a superhero who is able to get through the exams, and the people who are still trying, they are unable to. So they are very simple students like you. They have been, in fact, only thing is that they had very clear-cut goals in their mind, what they have to do. Their preparation part, they have very smartly done the preparation part. See, the cracking through the Indian Armed Forces written or SSB exam is not difficult. You just need to have right guidance, just need to have right approach, make some basic changes in your daily routine, in studies, make some basic changes in your attitude, how you deal with people, how you deal with things. So there are some officer-like qualities with over a period of time you all need to develop in small things. You need not to do something worthwhile. Worthwhile things you will be made to do in Army, Navy, Air Force when you become an officer in the forces. But before that, those small things will make big changes in your attitude when you go for the SSB and clear it. So we are, in fact, there are a lot of courses that are coming up. There is a FCAT course that is coming up, and NDA written exam course is coming up from tomorrow. It's a 30-day, in fact, evening online classes course. If you are occupied in the day, in your classes, in your studies, you can join those courses. People can guide you how to go about it. You will also get the guidance on the service selection board, what need to be done, because over a period of time, some of the behavioral aspects need to be refined, so that when you go to the SSB, appear for it, you are a different individual than what you are in your school, you are at your home. So with this, I'll take you to one of the videos that I want to show you, which will give you the story of n number of students like you, and who aspired, who dreamt, who worked in a very systematic way, who took guidance, and today they all are the, in fact, officers in the armed forces. A small video. After that, we will open to the question answers to answer any of your queries. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen. With this, we come to the end of the presentation, and I am sure that you have got some insight on what exactly, how it looks like when you fix your aim to become an officer in the armed forces. And however, the journey has just started. You all need to get into first, as I told you, that the takeaways are, need to first identify that what is your, where do you stand in terms of your age, in terms of qualification, and what are the exams you all are eligible, right? We are shortly coming out with a small, in fact, questionnaire which can be sent to you to check your eligibility. If you just put your date of birth and your education qualification, it will automatically tell you that which are the exams, defense exams you are eligible for, you can apply for that. So that should help you. But apart from that, I think you must have come to know by now that which are the exams you should be interested in and what are your inclinations. So based on that, whatever is possible, we will guide you to take it forward very stringently. I can assure you that if you are putting your efforts as 60%, our efforts will be 120%. So in that way, it's a, in fact, joint goal between you and all of us who would help you to, in fact, achieve your whatever goal you have taken in your life. That would be all. I think it's time for the questions. Anyone would like to ask anything, we will be happy to answer that.